Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Kubota Farm. We are in East Vineland, New Jersey, and we are in August. And we are going to grab our corn, feed our chickens. We used up the rest of that cracked corn. Let's take a look at our chickens, see how they're faring. Oh yes. Okay, so we could buy another pallet of cracked corn for them. I hate buying these pallets this way. I really do. I much prefer producing my own food for our animals. But until we get our corn harvest in and can get some cracked corn made, we're just going to take advantage of what's at the local seed and feed, I guess you could say. That'll make our chickens a little bit happier, won't it? Oh yeah, see, that gets us out of the red for our base food, so we're getting closer to that 60%. Maybe next time we will throw some of our, I think these are sunflowers here, right? Yeah, we'll throw some of our sunflowers in there. But for now, our chickens are pretty stinking happy, if I might say so myself. And if we look at how our silage is working out, it's chugging away quite nicely. In fact, we might as well go ahead and fill up our trailer one more time. And let's get this thing over to our storage barn, and we can bring our trailer back and get it ready for another silage haul. We are going to have a really good load of silage to sell this winter. I'm looking forward to that. I think we're going to make some good money between that and the wool. I think that's going to kick us ahead quite nicely. If this is your first time back here on Kubota Farm since Christmas, I hope you all had a really good... Kind of screwed that up, didn't I? Hope you all had a really good Christmas weekend. And just around the corner is New Year's. Kind of crazy. 2023 is almost here, but I hope you're all doing well. This week is going to be kind of a slow week for me. A lot of people on vacation, chilling out at home. The weather's gotten a little bit better and cleared up for us. In fact, if I understand it correctly, and I'm looking at the right weather report, which I have been known to mess that up on occasion, but our temperatures are supposed to slowly go on the incline, and we might be losing some of the snow that we got over the weekend with that blizzard that came through our area. I don't think it was quite as bad as they were talking about for us. I think some areas in my neck of the woods got it a little bit worse, but not that it wasn't severe enough, because it most certainly was. And I'll tell you, I've driven in snow pretty much my whole life since I got my license. Many years I have had the privilege, if you could call it that, of driving in snow. And I think you get more comfortable with it. I think you get a little bit more intelligent about it. But there are times when, you're just caught off guard, and the roads aren't how you expect them to be, and bad things can happen. But fortunately, this year so far, I have managed to find my way back and forth in my commute and anything else I've had to do. I try to just stay off the roads when things are nasty, if I'm being honest with you. I'm just not one of those people. I would do without my morning coffee if I had to. I'm one of those people. I don't have to have certain things. I know that there are people that'll go out in the middle of a snowstorm because they need coffee and a donut. That's just not me. It's just not me. So what we're going to have to do, this episode is not going to be all just running back and forth and emptying our silage container and bringing it over to our bale barn. We have to get started on our poplar. Poplar is finally here. Poplar time. Poplar time has arrived. Lovely. I've been looking forward to it, but at the same time, I've been kind of like, oh, you know? But I think we've got a good game plan. I think we've got a good game plan for it. And I've kind of made up my mind on what we're going to do for our poplar field. So I was looking over our equipment selection. Let me take a quick peek at something here. Let me make sure our delivery service is here. And I'm going to show you kind of what I've decided to go with. So for harvesting, I was looking over our harvesters, forage harvesters, and I really like this John Deere 8000. First of all, I really like the looks of it. I think it's pretty cool looking. I like this whole vented design back here and stuff. Just a sharp looking forage harvester, in my opinion. It's a nice looking forage harvester. Not super big either, just kind of that right size. We actually don't need the middle length pipe. We can actually just go with a short pipe. That's not a problem. As far as engine setup goes, we're just going to bump up the engine a couple times to get close to. Actually, what are we at here? 330. Yeah, let's get to a 540 horse engine. I just don't want to struggle pulling because I'll tell you why, and I'll show you here in a sec. Wheel setup's all good. Attacher type, I think the attacher type is just fine. We are going to do GPS on this thing. Just because if I'm going to be driving it, I really like to have GPS. I don't know if I really need it for Poplar because I think it's going to be kind of... we'll do GPS. Why not? And we don't need to do any different color selections or anything like that. And of course, we always like our RQS Gaming license plate. The lease value on this is not cheap. This is the downside to all this, right? Is I'm hoping that by the time we get done leasing all this equipment, it pays for itself. But I'm confident it will. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna lease this bad boy. Yeah, I really like this forage harvester. Really nice looking. It just looks good. Just looks good. And then, as I was fumbling around, I saw this guy here, and this is a pickup hitch for foragers, and I'll tell you why here in a second, but we're just going to go ahead and take it in John Deere style. And of course, we can have a license plate on there. And we're going to lease that for $229, so not expensive. Not expensive at all. And really all this does, and I did a little testing, with this gizmo attached to the back, it allows us, when we attach a trailer, you can see that it's actually got connection points for the air hoses. And without that, you can connect a trailer to this thing, but the air hoses don't connect, and it just looks a little bit wonky. And then when you turn kind of sharp, it kind of I don't even know what it kind of jackknifes a bit. It looks kind of weird. So adding this little guy here does seem to help quite a bit. Now, for a trailer, we can use our standard trailer, which is what we've been hauling all of our crops with and stuff like that. This guy does not work with Poplar, so we can't use him. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead. We're just going to do it, you know. This is the suggested trailer, and I actually like this one because it's got a really nice fill volume of 47,000 liters, which is really, really nice. And of course, you know, you got some orange. You got some orange action happening there. So I say this is what we are going to lease. Yeah, it's another 3,500 bones. Kind of stinks, but regardless, we'll make up for it one way or another. But this sets us up nicely for... Oh, I'm forgetting one major thing, aren't I? I certainly am. We kind of need a header. And we are going to use the Poplar header. I was a little bit tempted to use... Oh, I've got a mod. These guys. That's a Poplar header. And I was tempted to use this, but it's not a Poplar. In real life, it's not for Poplar. But boy, it is nice because look at that bad boy, 9 meters. I mean, we could really crank through the Poplar fast, but I kind of want to just want to do it, I don't know. I say the right way. Maybe it's not necessarily the right way. I mean, it is, but I kind of want to do it the more legit way. If this gets old, maybe next time we will, you know, there's always next time. We can pick up the other header and just say, you know what, we had our fun. We had our fun with the Poplar header. Now we're just going to do it the fast way. And of course, I missed our... There it is. Let's take a look here. You can see the hose picks up and attaches, and I don't think... And actually, you know what? I did look. Now that makes me wonder, because that looks like that hose is attaching to the actual harvester, doesn't it? Maybe we didn't need to get that back pickup hitch. Interesting. It does seem like it helps the trailer sit a little bit nicer on the attachment as well. But anyways, it wasn't expensive. Couple $100. And I think what we're going to do is, since our silo is right there and it will hold, it'll hold wood chips. So we're just going to make this a one-man operation instead of running alongside the AI. We're just going to do this ourselves, as painful as that may end up being. But that's what we're going to do. We are going to turn on GPS. Oh, that's painful. And we are going to load up that. And we need to fix this, don't we? Yes, we certainly do. And we're going to scooch that over. I think... that'll work. Let's try that. If I'm missing a little bit, we'll come back and get it. And Poplar Harvest 2022 is off to the races. And I don't know if this is exciting or too exciting for some of you. I apologize if some of you are jumping out of your seats. I am wondering if I set that up crooked, or is the field a bit slanted? I'm wondering when I set up my... No, I think the field is actually a bit slanted, because when I set up GPS, I did set it up at 0 degrees. So, yeah, it must be just because the field is a bit... Well, I wouldn't say slanted, but a bit crooked on the ends there. And I can kind of see why now. Maybe planting every other row might make a little bit more sense. And this might be one of those I'm just going to have to come back and maybe I'll do every other row and come back and hit every other row. Very curious about our yield on this thing too. Yeah. I think in real life, I don't think Poplar would be planted quite this close together. I could be wrong. I'm gonna have to check that out on what a typical Poplar field looks like. I do think they space them more. Poplar's interesting, kind of interesting, isn't it? It's like, I wonder what its primary use is for. Do they use it, like compress it to make like compressed board, like a particle board or something? Or what is Poplar? What is its main agriculture or its most intended purpose for? Excuse me. Not the most exciting of harvests in the world. So 5 miles an hour. Is that based on the header? 2 meters, 4 miles an hour. So the header kind of dictates that too, doesn't it? So if we were to go with one of these, oh my goodness. Well, not much, actually, 6 miles an hour. So not really a ton faster, but definitely much, much wider. I think I've watched some Poplar harvests on YouTube, and I mean, it seemed like it was just about as exciting as it is as we are experiencing here, if I'm being honest with you. Kaweco. Is that how you say it? Kaweco, or is it Kaweco? Kind of like Kaweco. The Radium 255. I've always really liked the Kaweco trailers. I've always, I don't know why, I've always really liked the looks of the Kaweco trailers. I don't know what part of the world they are from and manufactured in, but they've been in the game a long time. I know at least back in 2015, I was using Kaweco trailers, always looking for mods, and there seemed to always be never a short supply of mods for Kaweco trailers. Like I said, though, I do really like the capacity of this trailer, not having to run back and forth to our silo, even though it's pretty convenient right there. I'm not going to worry about being too precise with these rows, because I'm just going to have to come back and get the in-betweens anyways, so it doesn't really matter too much. Man, this John Deere's got some serious control panel going on inside, doesn't it? There's a lot of buttons happening on there. Some good suspension going on too. So I wonder, in real life then, when if you own a forage harvester like this John Deere here, and let's say, because I'm assuming Poplar is one of those deals where you're a Poplar farmer or you're not a Poplar farmer. You know, like I don't know if farmers you know, if it can't be a rotation crop, right? Because it's kind of a reoccurring crop. So I imagine if you're into, poplar farming, that's probably your main crop type, I guess I would say. So it kind of makes me wonder, in that case, if you have to set these forage harvesters up a special way, if you're going between, well, I don't think we're going to make it to the other end here. Just kind of hoping to make it one more pass. But I wonder if you have to make any other adjustments to your forage harvester besides the header. If you're going from, let's say, corn to, corn to poplar kind of thing. Or if the forage harvester, if these forage harvesters are probably, I mean, they're pretty much a grinding kind of a deal, aren't they? They're not, I don't think they're quite as complicated a system, I guess you would say, as a regular harvester. It seems like the forage harvesters are their primary function. Let me lower our pipe here. Primary function seems to be basically grinding, right? Oh, I was going to say, I know you're going to dump in there. You better dump in there. I just didn't line this up very good. I think we're going to come at it from the other side next time. Quaco's got some turners going on there too, doesn't it? Let's see if we can get out of here without damaging our trailer too much more. Now lining it up to the aisle that we were on before. Yeah, good luck with that. I think it's probably this one right here, I think. Oh, yep, the pipe. My bad. I mean, I gave it some thought. I thought, we could dump this poplar straight to the ground, and then we could rent that that deal that we used on our grass field to pick up the poplar off the ground, but that didn't really seem to make a lot of sense to me, when we might as well just go ahead and get the stuff picked up as we go. Nope, that's not the... Well, alright, I'll take that aisle. Why not? We'll take that aisle. We'll lock into it. Oh, you can kind of hear the... that good grinding noise. This particular John Deere also has the silage additive tank, which isn't going to do us any good for poplar, but would be handy if, in the case of, I'm assuming it's used for chaff as well as grass. So I'm assuming if you're going to do, forage corn. Does the silage additive help with when foraging corn? Or is it just for picking up grass? But I do really like this forage harvester, and I could see this forage harvester being the one that we purchase on Kubota Farm when we get to that point when we actually may want to buy a forage harvester instead of just leasing it. And it is available, by the way, if you're wondering. It is available in orange. I don't know if I'd go with orange because it's kind of weird looking, just because, check this out though. right? Kind of weird looking, isn't it? Because you can't change this yellow pipe. If I could make that yellow pipe black, whoops. So you can do the rims and some other stuff, but you can't change the yellow pipe. If I could change that yellow pipe to black, I think it might do pretty good as an orange harvester, but unfortunately, you cannot. But that's okay. We can deal with a John Deere product on our farm, I guess. I mean, really, like I think I've said this before too, where, you know, when I started the Kubota farm, really my intentions, honestly, were the tractors. Not even the implements so much, even. It was primarily just Kubota tractors, and you know, and maybe during contracts and things we can use other brands, but really focusing on just having Kubota tractors here on the farm. But then the Kubota equipment pack was released, and I'm like, well, you know, let's just run with it, you know. And then I started really, really liking these orange implements, and now I'm kind of like, ooh, what else can I get in orange? You know, can we make this in orange and this in orange? And kind of, you know, it's grown from there. But I wouldn't have any issues with bringing on the old John Deere. I like that. I like the New Holland one too. I was tempted to pick up the New Holland harvester, forage harvester for this as well. But this John Deere just kind of, this John Deere caught my eye, and it was like, I do like the looks of that John Deere. And I've seen this John Deere operate on several American farms on YouTube that I watch. In fact, I think it's this exact model too. This, well, it's an 8000 series. I'm not sure if it's an 8400 or which one, but it's an 8000 series. And I've always liked them. I've always really liked them. Oh, and I did pick up, I bought myself a Christmas present this year. I missed a really good deal on Amazon for the Farming Simulator Collector's Edition. For a while there, it was like, I don't know, for just, Amazon does this once in a while, for just like a few hours, you see these really big price drops. You know, you kind of have to keep your eye open for stuff like this. And they had a really good price drop on a Platinum pack for Farming Simulator, and I missed it, so I kind of was like, it kind of gave me an itch to get one. And I was looking around on eBay, and somebody was selling them on eBay. Brand new, still sealed. And I'm like, you know what? This is a really good price. It was free shipping. I think it was like 22 bucks I got it for. You know, really good low price. And I only bring that up because I turn on the beacons here. And now I've got a beacon on my desk that's that I would think anybody who doesn't know what it is probably wondering why and what in the world is going on. But my kids thought that was pretty cool. That, you know, it's one thing to just plug it in and have it work. You know, that's you know, it's still okay, but that's kind of But the fact that what got them a little bit cranked about it was that it actually, you know, would turn on and off with the game beacons. And they thought that was pretty slick, so kind of like it. I think a fancy word they use is immersion. You know, oh, that's much more immersive now, Dad. You're getting more immersed into the game. And I'm like, yeah, okay. If that's what you youngsters call it these days, then yes, I am more immersed. And these trailers with that back axle steering, There's something else. Let's get this bad boy unloaded here one more time. Let's take a look at our silo. Wood chips. Yeah, buddy. Looking good. 94,000 liters so far. The question is going to be, what do wood chips sell for? A high of $405 per 1,000. That doesn't seem too bad to me. I actually think that's not too bad. Of course, not knowing at all what our final take is going to be on this Poplar field, but I think we'll do okay. I really wasn't, if I'm being honest with you too, I'm going to try and hit this last. Well, actually, we can do this. I was going to say, I was going to try to hit that last little edge there. But we'll just... Whoa! There we go. We'll take that and run with it. So yeah, I don't know what our final literage is going to... I don't know if that's a word or not, but... Regardless, we're doing it. And you know what? We'll go through this harvest. We'll see how much it earns us. If it doesn't seem worth it, we'll plow it up and, you know, put something else here. In fact, we may even do that anyways, just for the experience of doing Poplar. I wanted to do Poplar. I haven't done it yet in FS22, so maybe we'll go from one painful to another. Maybe we'll do sugarcane next on this field. I've done a little bit of sugarcane. I think I did some on Elm Creek just because, for a just because thing. And actually, now that I think about it, really haven't done much with vineyards either. This would make one heck of a big, nice, like an olive vineyard, wouldn't it? Nice olive vineyard here. And I know there's that mod that does the old tree shake to shake. Is that the one for olives? And it shakes the olives off the tree and then puts them into like this upside down umbrella thing, and maybe that's something we can consider doing as well. I still kind of want to do potatoes. I want to get into potato production, but maybe I'll have to do that next time at the start of a map, and instead of getting into it. But I've wanted to do I've wanted to use one of many, well, I shouldn't say many, but one of the major potato mods that are out there, the potato production mods that are out there. There's a couple really good ones. So a lot of Poplar to go, no doubt about that. Holy smokes. And I think that is going to do it for this episode of Kubota Farm. I will continue to... Is that a windshield wiper on the back there? Is that what that is? Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. I like that. I never noticed that was there. Speaking of windshield wipers, actually, I don't know about you guys, but what kind of car you have and stuff, but on my car, the windshield wiper spray outlet things on the hood, well, they're on the hood, and they tend to get frozen or plugged up with ice, right? And I thought I had them working when I took off the other day, and found out halfway through my drive that my windshield wiper, or my wiper spray was not... They weren't spraying. They were dribbling. That was no fun, because you get behind a semi or somebody who's, you know, spraying in your windshield just enough to not make it wet, but just enough to make it dirty. And yeah, that's kind of scary. So I had to get out, and I ended up grabbing a little tiny screwdriver. I had like one of these really small Phillips 00s kind of size. I don't know why I haven't had that in my car, but did a little picking at it, and it was kind of funny too, because when I picked just enough of the ice away, I heard a little bit of a, you know, like it was relieving the pressure. And my windshield wiper fluid back, which I was so thankful for. It's nice to be able to see out of your windshield when you're driving. I gotta tell you, that's a big plus. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anyways, hey, thanks for joining me here on Kubota Farm once again. And leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you so choose or feel like doing it. You know, if you want to say, hey, Brad, I got a Christmas present for you, I'll subscribe. You know, why not? Actually, a like would be awesome as well. I'd call that a stocking stuffer. How's that? And next time I see you here, hopefully will be Thursday, and this poplar field will look much different than it does right now, because I will have exhaustively taken care of all of our harvesting on the poplar field. That way I won't put you through having to watch me harvest all of this poplar, because I'm getting the sense that, you know, once you've seen a few minutes of it, you kind of got the, you know, you got the idea of how she goes. So thanks, everyone. I will see you soon. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Make sure you take care of each other. Do something nice for somebody this week. You'll feel good about it. And I will see you all hopefully back here Thursday. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.